Yeah, hello everyone, Nervin Reacts here, and welcome back to another video. Yeah, so I'm finally back, and after contemplating as to what I was going to react to once, my business is done, I saw that someone else is back as well. Our good old friend Salmonella, with a new video called Banned and Controversial Foods. Now this right here is very intriguing to me. And I can bet you that fugu is one of the foods that's going to be on this video. So yeah, let's get to it, shall we? 3, 2, 1, and go.
Hey Majors, so I'd like to start off with a little biology lesson. When a species finds itself living on an island, it can start to evolve in strange ways based on the different pressures applied by the new environment.
Yep, as explained by Charles Darwin when he went to those islands. I forgot the name of those islands, and that he famously visited. But I remember some of the iguanas there. A normal iguana normally can't swim, but the iguanas on the islands he went to, because of their environment, gained the ability to swim and even hold their breath for a period of time. So yeah.
This is called island syndrome, and while it can manifest in a lot of ways, the biggest driving force is often a lack of predators. For example, the dodo lost its ability to fly since there was nothing to flee from. The St. Kilda field mouse got twice as big since it no longer had to hide. And with no one around to bully them, the Sardinians started putting maggots in their cheese. Meet kazumarzu, literal translation, rotten cheese. It's made by taking a perfectly good wheel of pecorino and letting a special type of fly lay eggs in it. The fly babies...
Now, I know you're all gonna say, that's disgusting. Why would anyone do that? And why would anyone even think of eating that? Let me tell you something. The famous chef, Scottish chef, Gordon Ramsay himself, has eaten insects and even said out loud that he liked it and that he said it was good. Don't believe me? Go on YouTube, National Geographic, whatever, and you're bound to find a video of him eating an insect like a maggot or whatnot, and him saying it's good. I've watched the entire show of Gordon Ramsay, Uncharted, and honestly, I love that show. It's a shame that it's come to an end, but like I said in previous videos, all things come to an end, so yeah. It's a really good show, I recommend watching it. But yeah. So, as I said before, try it before you deny it.
These then work to partially digest the cheese, rendering it goopy and wet and maybe quite tasty and worm-filled. Now, cheese as a concept is already quite suspect. It's clotted milk that you fill with bacteria and mold and let sit for a while. But cheese is safe and delicious. Cheese is my friend. I trust cheese. So my guard would be down around kazumarzu. I've learned to look past a cheese's childhood. Strange upbringings are what give them their character. But it turns out, those maggots are still alive. And if you don't chew well enough, they can cause enteric myiasis, which is a fancy term.
You know what this reminds me of? When I was younger, my Chinese teacher showed me a picture and told me and my classmates a story of how when she was in Hong Kong or China or whatever, I forgot which one, and how she ate live coconut worm. Basically, you grab coconut worm, dip it in some sauce. Then you bite it, either you crush its head with your teeth, or you bite it from the feet first. So you let it die. Now the reason for this is because if you leave the head intact, or you eat it too fast and while it's still alive, it will still be alive long enough to bite back. So either bite it in the butt and let it die, or bite it, crush its head. So yeah.
term for fly larvae living in your intestines. Symptoms are similar to food poisoning, except with the added psychic pain of knowing that, again, your bowels are full of squiggly new friends. It's for this reason that Kazumatsu is banned in the EU and elsewhere. A black market still exists, which is wild, and it's not a small one. In 2019, the illicit Kazumatsu trade was estimated to be worth 2 to 3 million euros annually. Personally, I would just do it prohibition style, like definitely don't put these fly eggs on this sumptuous wheel of pecorino. But if you do, you absolutely shouldn't keep it warm and damp for a week. But although it's traditional to leave the larvae alive when you eat your mag and cheese, some consumers still prefer them dead, shockingly. In that case, one puts...
Yeah, honestly, I can relate to that. Sorry about that. But anyway, as I was going to say, I have a friend, my classmate. She and I are. I told her about the coconut worm food thing, and she and I are actually quite intrigued into trying it. Not live though. When it's live, it looks kind of pale and gross. But when it's cooked, it actually looks quite good, and it's color yellow when fried. So yeah, if I were to try coconut worms, I'd rather have them dead and fried, not live and raw.
Puts the cheese in a sealed bag, and when the maggots run out of oxygen, they writhe around and fling themselves all over the place. This is heard as a distinct pitter-patter against the walls of the bag, and when the sound stops, the contents are ready to eat, like popcorn. Shark fin soup is...
I know a lot of people are probably gonna bash me for this, but I really don't like popcorn. I hate it. For me, popcorn tastes as though someone made edible styrofoam and just poured a bunch of powder on it, of chalk powder on it. That's what popcorn tastes like to me. Ugh. I know you'll probably bash me into that, but hey, that's just how I feel. Whenever I watch a movie, I say no to popcorn and yes to chips, French fries, onion rings, burgers, basically anything other than popcorn.
One most of us have heard about already, mostly in reference to its effect on shark populations and the wastefulness that goes into making it. Until recently, though.
As wasteful as it is, I have tried it from before, and it's actually pretty good. I highly recommend you try it, should you ever get the chance.
But I never looked into the nature of the dish itself. I figured, right, the fins are just the only part of the shark worth eating. Big whoop, it's probably not much different from, swordfish. Apparently, though, I had it backwards. Shark fins aren't even meat. They're made almost entirely of cartilage and collagen. They are the last part we should be eating. That's why it's only made into soup, because without being soaked in broth, it has zero flavor or nutritional value on its own. Their only redeeming quality is their unique mouthfeel due to how stringily the collagen grows, in structures called serratotrichia. The texture has been described as somewhere between chewy and crunchy, which I find describes...
Huh? Never before, whenever I ate shark fin soup, did I feel any crunchiness. It was always chewy and soft. Comment down below if you've had it before, and tell me whether or not it was crunchy or chewy. Come on, tell me.
Most things, actually. Other adjectives present on Wikipedia include snappy, gelatinous, and sinewy. The exact sensation of eating this substance remains a mystery to me, and the unintended side effect of all this research is that I now really want to try it. It's a big trade. I've got to be...
Yep, Sam, I know you're probably never gonna watch this if you find it, but if you do happen to watch this, I highly recommend you do actually try it when you get the chance. It's actually pretty good.
The one that's wrong. There is imitation shark fin soup available, but I've already decided that it's not nearly as good. So I've come up with a compromise to this controversy. Everyone on Earth gets just one bite. Say there's 10 bites to a fin, 4 fins to a shark, 200 million sharks die, sure, a necessary casualty, but then we can end the practice forever. All done. You can finally rest, Mr. Ming. Come here, baby. Aww. Aki. What? Aki. Where? Aki. The aki is a fruit originally from West Africa, which is most commonly associated with Jamaican cuisine, where it appears in such dishes as aki and saltfish. These alien kidneys here are called the arils, and...
I'm gonna be a massive hypocrite here and disobey my own words. This is a dish. I would highly deny before I even try.
and they're the only part of the fruit that's actually eaten. Their flavor is on the savory side, being described as kind of nutty or bean-like. What makes the ackee controversial, though, is the effects it can cause when prepared improperly. If the arils are allowed to completely ripen, they're harmless, but if you eat them too early, or don't thoroughly clean off all the non-aril stuff, they can cause Jamaican vomiting sickness. This disease doesn't sound real, it sounds like it belongs next to eastern sweats and Tangerian bone growth.
Yeah, but then again, you have diseases like Spanish flu and broom rape, so not really surprised there.
Grindings, but that's actually an official term, and as for symptoms, it does what it says on the tin. Plus maybe death. While ackee-based products aren't outright illegal in the United States, they are very tightly regulated, and the raw fruit itself cannot be imported. So if you're American and want to try it, your options are fully cooked canned ackee or going to Florida where a few people grow it domestically. Next we have bird's nest soup. This is another one that I've vaguely heard
Wait, what? Is that a bunch of twigs?
of, and for years I just assumed the name was a playful metaphor like ants on a log or shit on a shingle. Turns out, nope, this dish contains an actual bird nest, not like a pile of twigs like I was picturing, but rather a specific type of nest only
Ugh! What on earth is that?
made by certain species of swiftlets. These nests are mostly made out of mucins, which are a set of proteins that, among other things, serve to thicken all those wonderful secretions our bodies make. There's a little bit in human saliva, a little bit more in mucus, and in swiftlet saliva, look out, pal. So all the swiftlet does is it finds a nice wall, starts laying out fat strings of slobber, which dry, and eventually she's got a nice place to roost. That is, right up until some gourmand says,
Today I crave bird spit. You can keep the eggs though.
and they then reconstitute it back into its original
Ugh. Now I love my jelly, and I love my jam, but... This picture, no.
gelatinous texture. Unfortunately, these nests can't enter the US since, believe it or not, eating bird saliva is a great way to catch bird flu. And now the time has come to speak of the ortolan. The ortolan is a kind of bunting, which is a
Oh, I've actually heard of this before. It's like a small bird that you eat feet first while holding it, holding the head with your other hand, using your other hand to pick up the bones as you chew.
sort of passerine, which is a type of bird. They're birds. Like many animals, they have a long history of being eaten by the French, but what separates the
Of course, cause why not? The French will be the French.
ortolan from your average squab or pheasant is the unique way in which it is prepared and eaten. They're typically caught with nets and kept in the dark, which causes them to overeat for some reason. Once it's about twice as fat, the entire bird is then thrown into a container of brandy, alive, and sealed in. While this serves to marinate the creature, it also drowns in the process, thereby
I'm actually surprised it's not wine, considering it's the French. But unexpectedness is a nice and all.
killing one bird with no stones. The ortolan is then roasted, plucked, and presented whole to the consumer, who inserts the carcass into their mouth, feet first. As they chew, one hand continues holding the bird's head, while the other picks out the larger bones. This whole ritual is usually performed with a towel or large napkin over one's head. There's a few explanations for the purpose of the towel. Some say it's just there to keep the aromas in, while others say it's there to, quote, shield from God's eyes the shame of such a decadent and disgraceful act. Yeah, this one I'm okay with not trying, actually. Notable fans of this
For me, if I were to do this, I'd probably do it without the towel, cause I know it'd probably be breaking tradition and whatever, but it just seems annoying having to eat with a towel on your head.
dish include, not joking, Bill Cosby and the guy who invented the lobotomy. To be part of that social club. Our mission is to eat birds whole and then make people not remember things. Killing ortolans was banned across the EU in 2007, not for any ethical reason, but because French people did this so much that the entire ortolan population was threatened. Thankfully, as of 2018, their conservation status is under least concern, so hopefully the French can get back to it soon. Anyway, that's all I have for today. Till next time, I'm Salmonella, and thank you for watching.
In Albion, no matter where you go or what you do, your mountain will accompany you on your journey. Perhaps.
Okay, yeah, so on a great video as always, and in regards to the last bit, the EU banning ortolan eating because of, overeating and overhunting it, causing its population to decline. And reminds me how the same situation is happening with, frogs. The European appetite for frogs is making them, making the population go down. So yeah, I fear that the EU will also put restrictions on frog eating. So yeah. In a way, I don't really have anything else to say really. I've already given most of my input. Other than comment down below which one of these foods is the one you'd give a try, and which one of these foods is a hard no for you. For me, the thing that's a hard no is either the ackee or the bird's nest soup. Well, the thing I'd try obviously is the kamumatsu. Yeah, that's the one I'd give a try. Anyway, like I said before, I don't have anything else to say, so if you like this video, please hit that like and subscribe. Check out my Facebook page, links in the description. And so will the link to the original video by Salmonella. Go check him out, he's amazing. Anyway, that's all for today. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!